All right, here we go.
All right, so this is the first statement. And like I said, go to wherever you feel the most, like, strongly about. Okay. You feel pressure to marry within your culture.
She said I speak.
Oh, so I was raised in an Adventist household, and so like my family like really like values like my religion and my culture. And I'm from like Jamaica, so they don't really see like why I should look outside of where I'm from, but that's why I agree with the statement.
Okay, and there's a large amount of you. So one of you choose from the other side now.
Well, my family's also, they're really religious, but at the same time, like as I've grown up, they really haven't mentioned marriage to me. I think it has to do also because I'm a boy, they don't really emphasize marriage. Maybe if they had a daughter, they would. But that's just like, I feel like if I were not to marry, they would, they would have their like issues with it, but they would be fine with it at the end.
Thank you. Go back to where you guys were from. You avoid people of certain ethnic backgrounds.
Well, that was unanimous, huh?
So
Why not?
explain why.
Go ahead, we need someone to volunteer to give their answer why. Go
Different
ahead.
people too.
It's because we are all human no matter where we come from, so I don't see why you should avoid some people just because they come from a certain place or town, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we all are human, we're not aliens here, some people are different, we're just all the same. Just
I love it. All right, back to your neutral ground again, back to the sides.
When we edit it, there we can put a break between them, so like they won't, like we'll be able to.
Okay.
You feel the need to hide your native language.
I mean, I don't really speak Spanish often, but when I do, I don't feel the need to hide it. It's just like, it's whatever, because I grew up in Brentwood, everybody pretty much speaks Spanish or more than one language over here.
So it's not a like language, it's a dialect, and people just like assume that I smoke weed like if I speak patois, so I don't.
Somebody from our side?
Actually,
It's because where I'm from, I'm Hispanic, so like I don't. Even if I wasn't in the school, I would still speak my language. Even like, it's just something in me. So I would just be like, oh, yo estoy hablando así, yo estoy hablando español. Like I'll just talk. It's something that I do, and something's where I'm from. I'm not gonna hide it.
2020.
If you were to go into the mall,
Still speak Spanish.
would any of you hide your native language?
Does that change around
Do
people?
any of you stop speaking Spanish or stop speaking at something other than English if you're surrounded by a group of white people?
Nope.
Definitely.
Nope.
I don't think they start to squirm.
Exactly. They'd be like, oh.
They'd be like,
Yeah, they'd be like, oh.
You feel uncomfortable around in a room of white people.
I mean, like, I'm neutral. Like, I'm neutral.
You feel uncomfortable in a room of white people.
So, for me, just being in a room of white people, you kind of feel like you're a minority. You kind of feel like everybody's looking at you, and you're just like the only person there that's of color, and it's just, I don't know, it just feels awkward.
If things are the way that they should be, which is everyone should accept people no matter what their color, background, doesn't matter. I would never feel uncomfortable in the place, doesn't matter who I'm surrounded by or what.
You have been stereotyped.
Have we or
You have been stereotyped.
Oh, I'm really slow.
You can go neutral.
I'm just over here because I don't think anyone ever stereotypes me as being anything in particular. I don't really stand out much, so. Oh, so cute.
I feel like people within my race and like outside of my race stereotype me, like put me in a box of just like what they know as president. Like I'm Dominican and Honduran, so I must like baseball and like I don't know, yeah, stuff like that.
And if you're Dominican, they expect you automatically to smoke hookah. So no.
Thank you.
I liked how that one took a minute to process, and then you go.
You believe in white privilege.
Oh, I get it now.
Believe that it exists or believe
You believe that it's a very relevant thing in our society and that it is an issue, or that it exists.
I think about
I feel like white privilege is a thing. It's like a relevant issue, but like to an extent, it's somewhat exaggerated, but it's still like there in concrete. But I just feel like it's thought about in a way that's like white people in general feel like they're superior when it's not really like that. It's only people who feel that way about it feel that way.
I agree with you. I agree 100%.
So someone on this
I
side.
feel like white privilege is a thing because if you just look at the facts, you see that black and brown people get incarcerated at a higher rate. They're more likely to get profiled. They're more likely to get sent to lower income communities, go to worse schools. They're most likely not to get any type of education, any legal help. They go to jail and they just fall victim to the system. Where if you're white and you have money, it's easier for you to overcome all of that stuff because you can afford a good lawyer. Your parents could bail you out of jail. Your parents could pay for you to go to college so you don't have to try to go to college. All these people in the news that are paying for their kids to go to school, most black people or more Hispanic people, they can't afford that. So white privilege is definitely a thing.
Can someone else elaborate on why you feel so strongly about it? Jenna?
You're always gonna have to work twice as hard to get half of what they have there.
Yes.
No matter what. You walk into a building, you walk into anywhere with somebody that's white, they're gonna see them as a superior, regardless of what you have. You could have a doctorate, and they could have a bachelor, and they're still gonna be seen superior at the moment.
White people have a 400-year head start on most of us.
Facts.
She said.
Go crazy.
Thank you. Yeah. Your parents disapprove of you dating certain races or cultures.
It's never
never really been a trouble.
Coming from like an Hispanic household, my parents usually kind of, they didn't really tell me nothing, but they kind of pushed me towards trying to date someone who's more Hispanic as opposed to someone who's like maybe white or black. You know, they just preferred me to go towards another Hispanic person, you know, someone who has similar interests or cultures as me. You know.
Tatiana Durcio Espinal, please report to Five Corners. Tatiana Durcio, please report to Five Corners.
My mom doesn't really like mind, I guess, but she's more towards like, you could date someone Spanish, that would be nice, you know, like she's meh about it. It's, you know.
Definitely depends on which side.
My parents really don't like care, love and find someone that's actually, like, we have a neutral relationship no matter what happens. Like, something bad happens, we're always gonna be there for each other and stuff. No matter what happens, like, something bad happens, we're always gonna be there for each other and stuff.
My parents never really had like an issue, but they always like would notice like, oh, why do you only bring white girls home? Da da da. Why don't you like do you not like? I had my mom ask me like, oh, do you not like black women? And it's just like kind of odd that she would ask that to me. Like, of course, it's just like I don't even know. It's just weird.
Thank you. Go back. Sure. You guys are doing really good so far. Just a few more. 3. Your culture is misrepresented in media.
Strongly agree. So you like neutral.
Like, you mean like in social media?
In social media.
Like they say bad stuff.
Yeah. Stuff that you don't agree with. That is true.
I just disagree with that just because I don't see, I personally, on my social media and stuff, I don't see anything ever about like my religion. I wouldn't say I'm a Christian or a Catholic. I'm kind of in between. I know I believe in God. That's it. But I don't really see anything religious in social media, so that's why I'm over here.
I feel like my people are like looked bad towards in social media because I'm German and a lot of people are like, oh, you're a neo-Nazi or something like that, or like automatically think you discriminate against like Jewish people or people of like other race.
Can you guys fill in that gap, please? Just like go more down more. There you go. So these last two are quotes, and just based on how you resonate with them, just move to whatever side. Our identity is not based on race or ethnicity. It's based on a set of shared values.
I feel like the individuality of a person is based on a lot of factors, like their culture, their background, their race. Well, I feel like the individuality of a person is based on a lot of factors, like their culture, their background, their race. But also, I feel like people, you know, grow up, they build their own character, and, you know, things such as race and, you know, their parents' culture isn't as prominent as you know, to make them who they are.
Well, I was just gonna say same thing.
I believe identity is completely determined by the individual, although like there's always gonna be those stereotypes from like outside environment. It's like, oh, because you look like this, you have to do this, act like this, but really it's not even like that. You could be you, what you want to be.
I kind of want to do like, kind of cut the discussion because it's either you do or you don't. And then, so thank you guys all for participating. I hope that this activity helps you understand both sides. And yeah.
And then introduce the last one now.
No, I'm gonna then introduce the last one. So then, if I'm gonna say that, and then for the last quote, say it, and then when they all move, then we'd cut it because there's not really much to discuss about it because it's basically.
So for this last one, and this is our last one, and thank you so much for being part of a live survey. This is part of a project that our club is doing for the town of Islip to talk about bias and to talk about how we deal with it in our school. And most of the other schools that participate are not as diverse in culture as we are. And the funny thing I thought of while you were doing this is I don't even think I have a single white child in any of my classes anymore. Maybe 2 in my 150 students. Most of the teachers are white until they retire and are replaced. And everything is changing and we're adapting. And I think Brentwood is much stronger because of it. Because we have you and because you have that attitude that it doesn't matter, you are who you are. And your family seem to be supporting most of you in do what you want and do what you need, which is awesome. You're teaching them very well. So this last quote, please move to where you feel it represents you, but we're gonna end it right there and we won't have an ending discussion.
I shouldn't have to prove my ethnicity to anyone. I know who I am.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.